It is now my honor to introduce a class of 2007 alumnus, Brandon Bing. After graduating Cheltenham High School, Brandon attended Rutgers University as a communication major, a Division I track athlete, and a walk-on football player. His post-college accomplishments include playing professional football for both the Denver Broncos and the New York Giants. In fact, Brandon became a Super Bowl champion as a rookie in 2011 as a member of the New York Giants. Since playing in the NFL, he established the Brandon Bing Foundation to encourage youth empowerment and started the Probing Elite Fitness and Performance Training Company. Brandon lives, teaches, and coaches in Cheltenham Township today and is an active presence in the community, always giving of his time and talent to help his community and alma mater. It is my pleasure to present Class of 2007 alum, Brandon Bing.
First of all, I would like to thank the Board of Directors, Dr. Marseille, Dr. McFall, Cheltenham School District Administration and teachers, past and present, friends and family members of Class of 2017, my family friends, supporting as usual right in the middle there, and last but not least, the Class of 2017. Now, people don't often remember their guest speaker, because I don't actually think we had one in high school. But in college, I definitely don't remember not one thing that our keynote speaker came and spoke about. So I'm going to keep it as short as possible. I'm going to be honest with you, because I know a lot of you got a lot of things going on. You may go out to eat, after you leave here, right? So I'm going to keep it short, and I want to make sure that you take something from this that you can remember. So speaking of remembering, I actually remember my father being one of the people who I looked up to, and he was described as a person of character, right? He was funny, smart, well-dressed, handsome. He was handsome. He's my father, I can say that. And the ladies loved him. We have a lot in common. So these are things that were described by his family and friends. And, for me, I looked up, I admired that. Because, as somebody, you look up to your father. A lot of people look up to their fathers. So I remember being at my grandmother's house, and she's moving out. So we're moving her to another place. Vernon Road, middle room. That's where I basically grew up. So I go into my mother's room, and we're moving stuff out, and I run across some letters that he was writing to my mother. And I'm like, he's definitely a smooth-talking dude. It sounds very similar to something I would say. I'm serious when I say this. So I'm reading, I'm like, we have a lot in common. So then the next thing I run across is obituary, right? Because my father passed away when I was 2. So everything that I heard about my father was based off of words from others. All right, friends, family, these are people that were around him more. And I don't remember anything, so all I know is pictures. I wish they could pull a picture up and put it up there so you can get an idea of what I looked up to and how much of a comparison I am to him. So I go and I open the obituary, and I'm reading, and I'm expecting all these things I heard. And I'm not trying to make this like a dark situation, but it's a serious situation. So I'm reading, and I'm like, it says his name, Marcus Davis, where he's from, North Philadelphia, what school he went to, mention myself. That was it. There was no accomplishments. There was no how he made people feel. It had nothing to do with his character, how well-dressed that I saw he was, how much of a ladies' man that he was. I didn't see any of that. All I know is from what people tell me. So that angered me, to be honest, because the things that I heard about him, which I look at as his legacy, and the things that I actually read was the complete opposite. So I felt as though someone wrote his story for him. So me personally, I said, I'm going to be motivated. I'm not going to be angry about it, because I was for a second. I said, I'm going to use that, and I'm going to write my own story. I'm going to make sure, because what I saw was a small vignette. It didn't have chapter, it didn't have any of that. It basically said who he was, what school he went to. So I said, I'm going to write my own story. For now on, I'm going to make sure that I write my own story. So no one can come up here without mentioning some of the things that Dr. McFall already mentioned. So I'm going to give you about. Actually, no, I'm going to wait for that. I encourage and challenge all of you to start building your own legacy. I'm building mine every day, and I'm talking about from small wins. This is a small win for me. I'm 10 years out, right? So coming up here and speaking in front of you guys is a small win to me. So I'm going to give you 5 things to remember as you go out and you start to build your own legacy. The first one is be inspired. So I'm inspired by people that I saw on TV. Most of the time I see them on TV. So, I was inspired by Elon Musk. Some of you may know who he is. I was inspired by the huge inspiration was Allen Iverson. I was inspired by Allen Iverson. Percy Miller, most of you may know him as Master P because of the things he's done. Pharrell Williams and Myron Rowe. So you can look those people up. But the people I don't have to look up, and you don't have to look up, and maybe you've seen me with them as my friends. Stay cool. I've been with them literally since 8th grade. I met them here. When I moved here, I met them. They've been my best friends ever since. So I'm literally inspired by them every day. They're all doing what they want to do. We have people in the professional that are professional athletes, all right, that are business people. I have an actor who's one of my best friends, moved out to LA. He's an actor now. So everyone's doing what they want in their respective careers. I feel like you always should have people around you that are better than you at something. And that's the only way that you can become better and sharpen yourself. So one person I feel like that's done that a lot is my mother. She's right in the middle. Hey, Mom. Somebody got water? Talking a little dry up here. So my mother, she's probably my biggest critic, right? But she's also my biggest fan. We're going to try to make her cry today. So she's my biggest critic in the way of anytime something happens, she would be like, hey, that was all right. You could have had 3 touchdowns, though, right? I know you ran the 10-4, 10-5, but you could probably run. So she's been that person my whole life, right? So when I dedicated like the second half of my high school career to getting a scholarship because I found out how much school costs. I don't know if y'all know yet, but I teach it in one of my classes. It's a lot of money. It's too much, right? So once I learned it, I said, I want to make sure I get this scholarship. So I said, I get the scholarship, right? And mine got a scholarship. All right, what's next? Okay. So I get to school. I'm like, hey, Mom, start. I came in. I was like 6 on the depth chart. Came in as a track athlete. Now I'm playing football. I'm starting. All right, what's next? Okay. I got my first interception. I was hyped. You should have seen the film. Well, what you going to do next? What's next? Okay, Mom, graduated from school. Dean's list. Congratulations, son. What's next? I'm like, dang, like, okay. Free agency goes by. Mom, I'm going to go out with the Denver Broncos now. Okay, what's next? New York Giants who win the Super Bowl. All right. What you going to do next year? You need to start and play. And I'm like, yo, like, is it? So I started a business, right? I'm going to another, maybe she don't like sports. I don't know. I'm like, Mom, I'm going to start 2 businesses at one time. I'm going to start the foundation. I'm going to start the training. Hey, Mom, I got my first NFL athlete. We're training 7 of the Philadelphia Eagles right now. all right, what's next? I said, all right, it's no pleasing this lady. I'm not really sure what to do next, to be honest. So I kind of took it as I didn't take it negative. I took it as a positive. I feel like she was trying to sharpen me to become better. And I was inspired by that. Instead of saying like, damn, it's not good enough for her, I felt like she was telling me to live in the moment for a second, but don't be content with what's going on. I thank you. You made me hustle. Appreciate it, mama. So that's going to be my longest one. Number 2 is be positive. I believe that you have to keep people around you that are positive and that kind of keep you going. That's why I had the friends that I had over time. They kind of keep me grounded if something's going bad or going well. They're not going to overhype me, but they're also not going to, keep me down as well. I believe that, positivity is contagious. Don't even allow negativity to enter your zone. Like I tell my sister this all the time. Protect your energy and create that vibe. You are controlling yourself. So that positive energy is actually stronger than you know. Believe in yourself and believe in your vision. All right, your vision is your vision. Because some of you guys are going into the armed forces and stuff like that. I was like, I didn't even think of doing that. But that's your vision. You believe in that and you keep going. But you have to have an open mind along the process. So my third thing is to be a traveler. I've been to 14 countries as of recent, a few when I was younger, but I've been to 14 countries, and I don't know if anybody follow Instagram or something like that, but somebody like, you always going somewhere. But it's for a reason. I want to be open, have an open mind, all right, run into different fashion, different music, different people, different cultures. So these different foods, I run into different mindsets. People have different perspectives. And I want to make sure that I'm not closed-minded because of where I am. So I open my mind to those things, and I become either inspired or humbled, depending on where I go. It helps you find yourself. I really think traveling does, and I enjoy it. It's become like a new sport for me. The fourth thing is be you and stay true. Be yourself. Like, that's the best thing I've ever done. I know some of you probably see me in the hallways, and a lot of you say, what are you even doing here? I have some students like, Mr. Bing, what are you doing here? Somebody else say, Coach Bing, what are you doing here? Well, I've been teaching. I don't know if y'all know that. I've been teaching in some of the classes, but I've also been coaching. I've also been mentoring. So I stay around, but you have to understand, I'm around because I want to be around, right? I stay true to myself. People, they're going to recognize real. I'm telling y'all. They see who you are. You're not being fake in front of no one's face. They're going to recognize it. So that's what they know that I'm genuinely here for you guys. Don't compete with anybody, and I'm going to say this because I know y'all relate more than anybody. Don't compete with like Instagram and all that type stuff. Like most of that stuff, I know people with 100,000 followers that ain't really got no money that's on my phone right now complaining about things. Don't compare yourself to that. I'm telling y'all, that means nothing. People put up a facade all the time. All right? And the last one, the fifth thing is be love. Now, I'm not talking about love with your girlfriend. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about, like, love people. Like, you see me, I get asked all the time. I'm from Philadelphia, moved over to Cheltenham. I claim the suburbs now, right? So people say, why you always happy? I'm happy for no reason. I'm good with that. I don't have to win no money to be happy. All right? I get asked by the little kids, are you rich? I say yes, mentally. 100%. I'm the richest person in here. So with that, with all the blessings I've had, make sure that you spread love. That's why I do what I do as far as the kids and even this age bracket. I try to inspire any age. So love what you do as well. You work and sleep most of your life. So basically, I think that you should love what you do. Don't fall into the trap. My mother's told me about a long time ago. Don't fall into the trap of getting money. You start getting money, then the next thing you know, your money pays your bills, and your bills pay your... Now you have forgot about what you want to do in real life. All right, so don't love what you do. You do it most of your life. I played in games, and we practiced more than we played in games. All right, so let that sink in. Love the process. Love what you're going through. I've been told no a lot of times, but, I persevere and I push through. So love the process and understand the process. And the last thing is love yourself. How you gonna win if you ain't right within? Right? It's nothing better than loving yourself. You gotta love yourself. People may mistake it for certain things, cockiness, arrogance, whatever. I never cared. But I love myself. So that allows me to spread the energy that I have to other people. I don't care what age, what demographic, what culture. You could drop me anywhere, I'm good. All right, because I love myself. So happiness is the highest level of success. Don't measure money and all that type stuff. Pursue happiness more than anything. We are all legacy builders. I want to leave you with one more thought. As you build your legacy, when I accomplished a goal, my mom said, "What's next?" all the time, right? So the class of 2017, in the words of the GOAT, what's next? Thank you.